In this lecture, we're going to be looking at how we can change the pole angle for our pole targets. When we assign a pole target, we may find that our joints move at an awkward angle and don't want to move the way that we want them to. This is because when the selected bone was originally created, it was rotated at that angle. So when we assigned a pole target to it, the pole target was assigned with that rotation in mind. To solve this issue is very simple. We must change the pole angle value found in the Bone Constraints tab, and we can change this angle value until we get the value that we are looking for. So let's look at this process in Blender. So I've saved from where I was last time. At the end of the last lecture, I gave you guys the challenge of repeating this process for the leg. So we're going to do that now. So we're going to click one, shift click, and then we're going to go shift control and C, click inverse kinematics. We're going to select armature, and our bone is going to be knee.L. Set the chain length to 2, all the same as before. Now, this is where things get a little bit interesting. If we now click on our knee joint and we move it, as with the elbow joint, all we are doing is rotating our 2 leg bones. So not much happening there. But let's start by pressing 3 to go into a 2-dimensional view, and I'm going to press G to bring that up. Now, you might have seen this when you did your challenge, if you started playing around with it, and you might have noticed that the angle in which it's rotating or bending is completely unnatural for a human leg. So we need to solve this issue. We can do that by clicking on the appropriate bone, that's the bone with the bone constraints, and we're going to change this value here. This is our pole angle. So it's currently set to 0 degrees, and we can turn this up or down, and as you can see, the more we do so either way, the more our knee bends. Now, I know for a fact, because this happens quite often when I create rigs with knees, that the value I want is -90. And if I press 1, we can see that's perfect. If you've been following along with my lectures, then -90 is probably the value that you want as well. But if not, just keep experimenting until you find the angle where the knee comes out straight like this. So now I can move up and down, and it looks much more like a real leg movement. Fantastic. And there you go, guys. That's how you can set your pole angles for your pole targets.